So, we made it. This is Friday's episode. This is the Friday image review for the perfect week. And far from being perfect, I think it turned out okay in the end, despite some of the pictures not being taken in the week and my massive issues with the battery. Now, I have put a battery in the camera, obviously, because I've used them to remake images that I missed the first time. I'm still mad that I did it, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad, because this week the idea was to think more carefully about compositions, use less frames willy-nilly, and be more considerate with the images that I was making. But because I had to go and reshoot, I got to go out in better weather conditions, and I got to go and have a look at other stuff that I'd seen on the way. And the roll of film that I got back with new batteries was great. I doubled up on most exposures. I shot what I felt like shooting in the moment for the most part. I revisited locations. I went and got what I wanted, and it was better. Instead of stressing and worrying and putting myself under pressure to resist, I just took pictures, and I wish I'd done that. I know I wanted to do every day in a week, and I know I wanted to make it last, but I don't think as a picture making exercise it worked particularly well, because towards the end of the week I was just so frustrated because I was trying to count frames and save frames. And even if the camera had batteries in, and even if the picture does come back perfectly, I'd still be frustrated, because it shouldn't feel like that. It shouldn't be like that. And I would urge anyone who listens to this to have a go at this. If you've got a period of time, pick a couple of cameras, or one, grab a roll of film and try and make it last. See if you can be more mindful, because that's the takeaway. That's the thing that actually matters. It's not taking less pictures, it's being more mindful with the pictures you take. Now, I took some okay pictures, some okay other pictures during this couple of weekends repairing the damage done by the lack of battery. And I'm glad I did, because the better pictures, and if I'd just done that in the first place, I think I would have come out. I mean, I could have taken more I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't have batteries in the camera. But if I had batteries in the camera, I would have taken more pictures at the waterfall on Tuesday. I might have used half the roll of film at that waterfall. I might have done more in the fog. I might have gone out another day and done something else. So I think the experiment in a way was a success, but the lesson learned from it is different to what I wanted it to be. And the lesson learned isn't to shoot less, it's to shoot better. And shoot what is important at the time. I think. I'm still kind of processing. Another interesting thing, the weather that you've just been hearing about before was horrendous and rainy and miserable. And the actual image that I got from that was pretty terrible. It was underexposed, it was muggy, it was dark. The next day, the Saturday, the clouds broke and it was beautiful. If I had saved that frame, I would have got a better picture. As it happens, I managed to go back to this exact location, frame up the exact same composition in much better conditions, and this is the picture I actually wanted to get in the first place. I didn't crop it to 2:1, although I might do one crop 2:1 and see how it looks. But these are the crazy clouds I was after. This is exactly the picture I wanted to make, and I'm so glad that I've had the chance now to make it. This was shot in the evening after a particularly rainy day, and I absolutely love I love everything about it. So for those people not watching the video, you've got the grass in the foreground, the 2 gate posts which are, you know, the subject of the picture, and then the sky is just full of these crazy puffy clouds of all sorts of bright whites, dark greys. It's great. The red filter really brought the sky out and the darkness of the sky, and then in the background there's a hill. The contrast is good, the detail's good. Just zoom in a little bit, just loaded. You know, the tones are good. Maybe this area on the back of the thing's a bit dark, but I think it gives it a more dominating presence, like 2001. Yeah, I love these clouds. So overall, that is a real strong picture, and like I say, the one that was taken on the day wasn't really that good, so I didn't bother editing it. I did scan it, but I might put it in the blog just to show you the difference. As for the other picture, in the water flowing through the grass, I didn't bother taking it. I went back and looked at it. It was a crap composition, so I just didn't bother. And, you know, I shouldn't have bothered in the first place. So that was the Bronica shots from not Friday, but the composition was from Friday. Now, on to the real highlight of this, the strange finder shots. So if you remember, I went up to Castle Hill and it was foggy, and this is the result. This is the second image taken from the medieval well, and I love how it's captured the fog and the detail in the well. I love how the image is split up into kind of 3 bands under that perspective. This image was great. I'm really happy with this. So going up there was definitely a good idea. I love how creepy and weird that castle looks in the background. And then this is the first image I took of the brazier and the castle. And this is, Ansel Adams talks a lot about pre-visualization. This is what I pre-visualized. This is exactly how I saw it, how I wanted it to look. This is brilliant, and I'm really glad that I went up there that morning and took that with the pinhole camera. So for those people listening, this is the brazier on the left, the castle on the right, and then most of the foreground is dominated by grass. And then if you do go and have a look at the image, right next to the castle is the tiny little grey blob silhouette of the woman who stood there, giving you a sense of scale. Just marvellous. I'm really, really happy with those 2 strange finder pictures that have come out absolutely brilliantly. So, thus ends the perfect week. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did, despite all the problems. Yeah, whatever the next episode is, I shall see you for that one. Ciao.